Today we're going to be talking about the of language, assumptions, and actions. Forrest, I think I'll start off with a couple of examples that I've had in my life.
Sure.
I don't know if you've experienced this as well, but I had my injury about 5 years ago, and in that time, I've had so many comments of people saying, "You don't look disabled," or "Oh, you're too young to look disabled." And it makes me feel almost as if they know what I've gone through, and it just felt so unfair. There's other comments where at times I would be able to stand from my wheelchair and people would be giving me weird looks or they'd look quite surprised. "You don't need a wheelchair, you're standing, you obviously don't need that wheelchair, you're faking it."
Right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
That's really unfair for people to assume that. And assumptions are so hurtful to people with disability.
Yeah, they really are. And I guess that leads us into microaggressions in language. So even though microaggressions can be subtle, they are often unintentional, but the message they really convey is quite hostile and it's quite negative as well. Sometimes it can be verbal, sometimes it can be non-verbal, but with these everyday actions, it marginalizes people with disability. There's comments like, "Oh, I could never deal with that," or "Oh, how do you cope? It must be so hard." There's also comments that might seem helpful, although they are still a microaggression. For example, "Let me do this for you so that we can finish on time." Even
Yeah,
though,
that's really unfair. And
yeah,
you know what? That takes the power away from people with disability. We are able to type and use computers and everything like that. And when somebody says like something like that, it's really, really hurtful, that's for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Even though they might be small in isolation, these comments, they accumulate over time. And over time, it just makes you feel crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Unwelcome,
yeah.
basically.
So for us, what is the best way to communicate with people with disability?
So when you communicate with people with disability, using person first language helps to emphasize that a person is more than their disability and promotes inclusivity and understanding. Okay, so person first language emphasizes the person, not the condition, and is often preferred in disability related contexts to promote respect and dignity. So some of the examples of effective and not effective communication would be, instead of saying disabled person, you can say person with a disability. Nowhere should anyone comparatively call someone normal and disabled. Accessible instead of disabled is another good one that you can say, like accessible bathroom versus disabled bathroom.